We are officially into the second half of Season 4 in Sunday League F1. Welcome back everyone to this fine evening of racing. We are back for what is now the 7th round of Season 4 in Baku, in Azerbaijan. One of the hardest track on the calendar, street track, and I think we're in for an exciting one. It could be exciting both in terms of overtakes and also safety cars and crashes. They're very common around here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we suddenly see yellow on the entire map, but we see when qualifying ends. With 17 minutes to go, as we only have 12 drivers for now, but it's gonna be 15 if the reserves join in time. And in the meanwhile, I am Gabri, your commentator in here. Jaden isn't here at the moment, but I think he should join anytime soon. So hopefully he can do it as quick as possible. So I'm not gonna commentate this alone by myself. I commentated Hungary last week by myself, which was very tiring because I was commentating an exciting battle for the race win between Noah and Gerbal, and at some point even with Aiden Jones being in the fight as well. But then strategy cars compromised that possible race win, and so it was just between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. But crucially, Noah, who has used the last few races to extend his gap from the leader in the driver standings and constructors as well, is not racing tonight. So obviously Gerbal will be looking forward to take advantage of this situation as much as he can. Currently 14 points behind Noah in the driver standings, and Red Bull being 29 points behind in the constructor standings. So Baku, why is it such a difficult track? It's mainly for two reasons. One, it's a street track, obviously. Walls are near the borders of the track pretty much everywhere, like the track I mean, it is difficult to get track limits because you get the wall most of the time instead of the white lines. You can invalidate in some corners, but it's more likely to hit the wall actually. So obviously that's something, because even the smallest of mistakes could potentially ruin or even end someone's races at any given time. And then the second reason, it's a high-speed track. It has not exactly the longest straight, but the longest flat-out section in Sector 3 from turn 17 to turn 20. It's completely flat out, so this means that high speeds are crucial around here. You cannot afford to be slow on the straights, because otherwise overtakes are gonna be impossible and you're gonna lose a lot of lap time. So this means you have to go for a mid to low downforce setup, and this means that despite having to use this low downforce setup, the corners are very much technical. Sector 1 is completely made up of 90 degrees corners. There are some in Sector 2 as well, but then it gets extremely technical from the castle section and onwards. And so all of these corners, you have to take them at low downforce, which make it very difficult, both in the steering and the traction, especially on the exit. So it's quite a challenge for these drivers. In the meanwhile, Reese sets the first lap of the session with a 1 minute and 39.2. So I reckon we could look to high 38s maybe for pole position, or maybe even low 38s. Oh, never mind, Gerbal, 37.9. I was busy trying to guess the target for the pole position, and Gerbal completely demolishes that with a 37.9 already on his banker. So Gerbal looking forward to already dominate. With just 13 minutes left on the clock, we can see the gap already 1.2 seconds. That's already an impressive first lap from Gerbal. So he's obviously trying the best he can to get to take advantage of Noah missing out on today's race. So still 12 drivers, so the reserves still haven't joined, and and so hasn't Jaden. Oh wait, oh no, actually, no, Jaden is not coming because he thought the race would be on another day. He's still in vacation, as he said that he's now in Germany. He was in Italy previously, so yeah. Well, gonna have to commentate this by myself alone. Hooray! Well, I'm obviously gonna try my best anyway, and we'll see how it goes. So Quaxel, TS, Green and Max still to set the lap time. So TS is about to start taking all of the slipstream from his teammate actually, so teamwork in McLaren, trying to help TS with the straight speed, but before the start of the lap it's less useful than the end of the lap. If you get the slipstream when you're about to end your hot lap, it's gonna be much more useful, because that's where you actually need the straight line speed, and that's what saves you lap time. But it's still helping nonetheless. So teamwork and McLaren looking solid for now. We see where TS is able to put himself after this first lap, while his teammate is currently in P3, 1.4 seconds from provisional pole position, and that's also considering that Riz in P2 is 1.2 seconds away from pole position. It's too early to judge as TS slightly hits the barrier in the castle section on the right hand side, and we don't know if it's minor wing damage. It could be, it could have compromised this his lap. And in the meanwhile, Jaden says in the chat that he left me alone. Yeah, because you pressed you pressed participate in the attendance, so I completely thought that I was gonna be alongside you, but that's not the case, unluckily. Yeah, and in the meanwhile, Cam, shout out to Cam. He's not racing, but he's watching the race on Twitch right now. So we are watching TS on the main straight with a 37.89.2. Is in P3, just above his teammate by 0.2, and Riz also has improved this time, because he's now one second off pole position. So his time is a 38.9 or 39.0. I can see that now. 39.0. Okay. So who else is pushing? The two Aston Martins are. Aston Martin still trying to recover from the not exactly good performances from last week's, especially last week in Hungary. It was a tough race for them, but we'll see if they can gain something this week. Because I mean, even if he stands like this with 12 drivers only, it's a very good chance for them to get points. So I hope they can turn the tables around somehow. As Jaden is calling this track the "I lost my front wing" track, which is reasonable. It's a suitable name. It could be that way. Not sure about the safety car Grand Prix, because that's reserved for Jeddah, as TS goes into the runoff at the castle section, while Max is still finishing his first lap of qualifying. Right now approaching the end of sector 2 with this corner right here, turn 15, arguably the second hardest corner, because the castle section is definitely the hardest, but that corner can unsettle you very easily. Now Max going flat out through sector 3 in turn 18, 19, a short straight here interrupted by the flat out turn 20, and then this is where the setup makes the difference. This is where the straight line speed matters so much, and Max in P11 being almost 1 second off his teammate, which now leaves Green to be the only car with no lap time set yet, but he's about to change that right now, finishing sector 2 with a 1 minute and 15.3. And in the meanwhile, Cam and Jaden are placing their bets on how many safety cars or virtual safety cars we have tonight. Cam says 2, Jaden says 3 safety cars and 2 virtual safety cars, so reaching the overall maximum of 5. But we'll see. In the meanwhile, Green goes to P9, 2.2 seconds of pole position, so 5 tenths above Rooster in P10, which now also means that the Aston Martins are locking the 6th row, which is pretty much the last row considering the attendance of tonight. Gerbal is in the pits, so is Rees, so it's yes, Falcon has invalidated, Allenby is pushing around sector 2. About to approach the castle section, or as some drivers may know it, the I am stupid corner, and Allenby definitely isn't stupid, not crashing there, unlike the meme of Charles Leclerc doing so in that same corner. Luckily for him, the ass is all in one piece after the castle section, and now into turn 15 he goes, taking a lot of curb and with a slight oversteer on the exit, which added some style points to his lap, I have to say, and taking also a lot of curb on the exit on the right hand side. Allenby now flat out on the main straight, and we'll see. Let's see also what top speed can the Haas driver reach. DRS is gonna be enabled soon, almost out of energy, but we'll see in just a moment. 336 km per hour, it's P2 for Allenby, improving by 6 tenths, very fast lap, but nonetheless 1 second of pole position, and now it could be even higher than 1 second, because Gerbal is on his out lap, warming up his tires and making a lap around the track to try and improve this gap, which at the moment looks very safe for pole position, but we're all expecting surprises. This league has produced many surprises this season, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a surprise. It's quite a paradox. I should have worded it better, but anyway, Rees now just slightly behind Allenby in P3. Now on his out lap, he's looking forward to improve that lap time, and Aiden Jones is also right behind him. So Williams at the moment locking out the 2nd row, and Rees is gonna try his best to go on the front row. As the Williams driver now starts his 2nd lap, I think. Let me check the tires. 3rd lap, I don't know. I think it's his 2nd lap. So, Baby No Hurmy has crashed at the exit of the castle section, on the left hand side. It's a DNF for Baby No Hurmy now, currently sitting P8. He's not gonna qualify any higher than that. So definitely a costly mistake from the V-Carb, and we'll see if he demotes him to P9 or worse. Rees has made a mistake, he dropped his lap, Aiden Jones has invalidated, Allenby is pitting, Gerbal has started, now is after sector 2 on the DRS, approaching sector 3, turn 3 actually. Braking and staying very close to the wall on the exit, and now into turn 4, taking out the curb on the inside, not unsettling the car in Gerbal's case, and in sector 1 down by 1/10. Now trade braking into turn 5 and 6. Watch out for the traction now for the very difficult section of turn 7. Rear locking to add rotation to the corner, now into the castle section. How does it go for Gerbal? Very fast with a lot of rotation also on the exit. The rear of Gerbal's car is helping him a lot in the rotation during the corners. It's looking like a very solid lap from Gerbal. Now braking into turn 15. It's a crucial corner to get right, hitting the wall on the right hand side on the exit. How it is after sector 2, slightly improving by 46 thousandths with a purple sector 2, and now going flat out. There is not much he can improve after that mistake. He could actually be down on his time, but we see in just a moment as he now takes the tightest line possible, about to enable DRS. There we go, on the main straight. Straight line speed is going to be crucial, using overtake 337 km per hour, improving by 47 thousandths. It's still a 1 minute and 37.9 from Gerbal at the moment, looking very solid for pole position. Allenby is still in the pits, so not challenging Gerbal yet, and Rees has tried again. He is now improving by a tenth and a half, and now approaching the castle section for Rees. Very smooth and very fine for the Williams there. And he also it looked like a good exit after turn 12 as well. Now flat out into turn 13, 14 as well. Braking in 15 will be extremely important if he wants to snatch that P2 from Allenby. Currently just barely a tenth above him, and instead improving by 4 tenths. Purple sector 2 for Rees. It's a very much flying lap for the Williams. It's a very solid improvement. I think we're gonna be looking at a gap of 7 tenths of pole position from Rees. Now finishing his probably last lap of this qualifying session. It's across the finish line. It's P2, 7 tenths of pole position. We are 38.6 for the Williams, and Allenby now exiting out of the pits. TS has crashed at the castle section. We see his car in just a moment. Ooh, very close to hitting Allenby in the meanwhile. I don't know if he was ghosted or not, but it was definitely a spooky moment. Flanken also has crashed out of turn 1. The car just despawned, so I didn't see that, and Rooster hits his front wing just after starting his last lap. It's gonna be very difficult for him to improve, so maybe he's stuck in P11. Gerber returns in the pit lane, so he thinks his lap is enough, and I think it is definitely enough. Now let's see Rooster's teammate, actually see Rees' teammate Aiden Jones improving by 6 tenths. Oh no, he actually just started his lap, so we have no news of the delta improvement for the moment, as Allenby is about to start. And now Aiden Jones approaching turn 4 and ending sector 1. We see the first improvement, if there is any. It's 87 thousandths up, so currently not enough to beat Allenby, but there are many corners where he could gain. But what about Allenby? He's still on the straight after turn 2, and now Aiden Jones into the most crucial part of this track, and he takes it very nicely. And now Allenby around turn 4. We'll see if that improvement by Aiden is enough or not. We'll see in just a moment, as it's improving by 1 tenth and a half, so Aiden Jones is gonna have to work either. Green has retired, has crashed, going deep into turn 1. It's a DNF for the Alpine. Aiden Jones improving by 2 tenths and a half. It's a battle for P3, maybe even P2, between the Haas and the Williams of Allenby and Aiden Jones. Allenby still has to close sector 2 after the castle section. And we see just a moment, approaching turn 14 and 15 now. Quaxor has crashed on the main straight as well. Aiden Jones goes up into P3 with a 38.8, but we are not sure if it's gonna be enough. Allenby now going flat out through turn 18, 19 and then 20. Quaxor's car has despawned out of the wall, but that's where he crashed. Now Allenby on the main straight, it's a fight for P3 or P2 on the main straight. DRS enabled, energy enabled. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be for the Haas. P2 going 4 tenths and a half faster, 38.5. It puts him 6 tenths of Gerber's pole position and locks out the front row for tonight's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Falcon, he's not pushing because he has invalidated, and these are officially the qualifying results. Gerbal with a dominating lap time gets pole position here in Baku, and Allenby with a beautiful lap locks out the front row, 6 tenths off of him. Williams, it's a second row for them, with Rees being ahead of his teammate, and it's a third row for McLaren, with CS having the better lap time and Falcon just behind just barely one set behind. Flanking in P7, Baby Don't Hurt Me in P8, Green in P9, Max rounds off the top 10, so if he wants to bring points to Aston Martin, he's gonna try to defend his position as much as possible. Also very close to Rooster in P11, just 76 thousandths between them, and Quaxel will start from the back of the grid, relatively the back of the grid, because it is P12, so yes, he is last, but at the same time not that far from the cars ahead of him and not that far from the points zone. And at this point, I think surviving probably will be the most deciding factor. Just keeping a cool head, not making any mistakes, keeping it outside of the wall, and also avoiding any possible contacts or crashes with other cars in front of it, because that's gonna be crucial. Jaden said 12 men on Baku is not much. My guess is that not many drivers want to race Baku, and it's somewhat understandable, but at the same time, if you're fighting for a championship, you will also be willing to race at the hardest track. And now it is not Noah's case. We obviously don't know the reason. Every driver has the reasons to not attend the race, but nevertheless, it's a very good opportunity for Jebel to get the most out of it. Now, very sunny here, so it's gonna be one less problem for the drivers, so they can have the things a little bit easier for them, and it could be deciding even psychologically, because if you know that there is no rain, you are also more chill, more concentrated, more focused, and so you can try and do better, because you don't have the fear of making mistakes in the rain. But obviously you still have to avoid mistakes in the dry, and at a track like this it's obviously very hard to do. But we see, as now the 5 red lights go out, and it's lights out, and away we go for the 7th round here in Baku. And Allenby with not the best of start, he's already going alongside Reese slightly hitting wall, also avoiding the wall, but losing some time in the meanwhile, and he just gets the most of it. Baby Don't Hurt Me now with going up into P6, Falcon with not the best of start in P7 and flanking in P8, but Falcon is already trying to go alongside Baby Don't Hurt Me on the straight before turn 3. Jebel is defending the lead, very nicely done. Let's see the tires. Most are mediums, some are softs. Quaxel is not front wing, virtual safety car. We already have a virtual safety car on lap 1. Quaxel has no front wing following a crash, and Max is into the runoff. Horrible start for Aston Martin, and Rooster gets the best of it in pit 10. It's a very small break for the drivers now that they have to slow down to respect the delta under virtual safety car conditions. And so we are already with one virtual out of 2. I think that's what Jaden and Cam were betting in the chat. But anyway, but they're still going very fast. I don't know if the race has restarted or not. No, the VSC sign is still flashing, so Jebel is still going slowly and going carefully under the delta. So let's review the strategies more carefully, because we have Jebel and Allenby, the top 2 on the mediums. Williams are both going on softs. Different strategies for McLaren, mediums and hards, Baby Don't Hurt Me mediums, flanking on hards, green on softs being at the back, and the bottom 3 on the hards. Race has now restarted, and Jebel gets a very good restart on the main straight, and Falcon making a move on his teammate, going up into P5. Now Reese is very close to his Williams mate. Now DRS is enabled after lap 2. It's a pit stop for Quaxel, changing his front wing, so now that leaves Max to try and recover as much as possible to get any points. Aiden Jones now 2 tenths. TS making a move on Falcon, so McLaren constantly switching positions, but they can't afford to do that much, because TS is 1.5 seconds off of Reese, so currently out of DRS zone. it could be crucial in the later stages of the race. And Alenby is round. Alenby has spun after turn 6. Now he's down into P8, P9. I don't know what happened there, if it was a mistake or either was some contact, but Alenby will definitely be mad about that one. Now all the way down in P9, he's gonna have to recover a lot of road. Riz now on the podium chasing his teammate, who is out of the DRS of the race leader, so it's gonna be a fight for position between the Williams on the main straight. And he just get in the wall. He has damaged his front wing. He's missing his right end plate as he was flying off the track, so debris currently on the track, but no virtual safety car. And now Riz knows he's gonna be very slow into this corner. Aiden just needs to be very careful, but now Aiden just can breathe a lot more. But now he's gonna have to choose if he pits or if he stays out. It depends on how much damage he got. He stays out. He lets his teammate pass and he tries to hold on with a damaged front wing. We don't know if that's a good decision or not, but I guess we'll see later on if he has the pace. But obviously he will have less pace than his teammate, having reduced downforce. But this allowed the TS to go back into the DRS range. Currently 9/10 behind Aiden, so barely holding on, but I reckon that gap will be smaller soon, even despite the tire advantage. But let's watch Alenby now, because he's chasing a very close train ahead of him. Chasing Green, Flanken and Baby No Hermie. And Baby No Hermie interrupting the train, being 1.2 seconds behind Falcon. So now obviously they just need to get past this technical section where overtaking is very difficult, if not impossible. But Alenby currently is the closest car to an opponent right now, 3 tenths behind Green. And obviously DRS will play a massive part. He's not gonna gain against the Green specifically, but he will gain on the entire chain. Baby No Hermie will be the driver most at risk, with many cars with DRS just behind him. And we can see it on the main straight. Flanken is between the 1 second, is in 9/10. Alenby now gets past Green, so it's P8 for the Haas. Aiden Jones is pitting, so he definitely realized that the front wing damage is too much to try and stay out. So this moves now Alenby into P7. Aiden Jones now repairing his damage. He's gonna be demoted to P11 and goes for the hards, so maybe he can attempt going to the end. In the meanwhile, Jaden asked me, what do I think about the Alpine livery in Belgium? Very nice. I liked it very much, and unlike what some people said that it was red reminding of Ferrari, I don't think so, because it was mostly black with some red. And I mean, even if it was a Marvel collab, which I'm not exactly a big fan of, but the livery aesthetically was very nice. I liked it. So we'll go back to the racing, because Jebel is in a very comfortable lead, 2.3 seconds between him and Riz in P2. TS now on the podium, leading his teammate by 1.5 seconds, and Baby No Hermie just barely holding on to the DRS of the McLaren and defending from 3 hungry DRS cars just behind him, with Flanken, Alenby and Green, all of them on the side. Baby No Hermie slightly hits the wall on the exit of 15, as I said. A very difficult corner for a lot of drivers here, and it caught Baby No Hermie off guard. I didn't see the winglet flying, but it could have been some minor damage. Maybe you can see Flanken as well getting the wall on the exit of 18 or 19 actually, on the straight going flat out. That's also a difficult corner to get right. Now Flanken has DRS, but so has Arenby, so he's not gaining anything on the Haas. Has to settle for P7 for now, as he gets some slight oversteer hitting the curb, but he still holds on and he's still trying his best to get a better run on Arenby. Green has fallen out of DRS, now 1.6 seconds between the Alpine and the Sauber, and the softs probably showing signs of tire wear. So maybe that's a deciding factor. Maybe it could also explain, despite the difference of pace between drivers, it could also explain why Rees is falling behind more to Gerbal, because now the softs are wearing quite significantly, especially the rears. The rears wears a lot. Baby the Hormy also hitting the wall again, and Quartzell has retired in the pit lane. DNF for Aston Martin in the pit lane, but Max is still in the points CP10 for now. Now Baby the Hormy, we cannot see it now, but there we go. He had hit the wall again before the castle section. We are not seeing damage, but it could be. Arenby goes down the inside of turn 15. What a move! It's a completely unusual corner to attempt an overtake, but Arenby gets the better run with no hesitation, but sliding on the exit because of the track, creating almost spins into the wall. Slide, massive snap oversteer, demoting the Haas into P7, but now they are so close to each other on the straight. They are defending all of the lines possible. Arenby trying to stick his nose everywhere. Now going 3 wide on the main straight. Who's gonna be ahead of everyone? Now Flanken is in P5. Arenby has TDS. He gets ahead of the Sauber down the inside of turn 1. It's a very beautiful move by the Haas, but he's still struggling on the exit of 1. And Baby Hormy having a look down the inside of turn 2, but he has to back out. We are already seeing some fight heating up a lot. Arenby is running out of energy, and Flanken gets the best out of it, having the DRS, and now going around the outside of turn 3. No contact be made, very clean now in P5, but this battling is gonna lose them time from Falcon ahead of them. Now the gap is 1.5 seconds. If they keep fighting like this, it could be even higher. TS now is all over the back of Rees, now just 3 tenths behind them. The softs are definitely giving up a lot of life right now in these stages. With just 5 laps, the mediums are already showing signs of being much faster, so I reckon we're not gonna have to wait a lot before TS makes a move, and he tries to scare Rees, almost going down the inside of 15. He doesn't do it, unlike Arenby, who actually did it, and what a move was that by the Haas. And now we have this sky view of the McLaren chasing the Williams. Flat out through here, and now going alongside with some slight wheel banging, but TS has a massive overspeed and now also has the DRS, so the gap is gonna be even bigger. But Rees is actually trying to still get a better run, and now they actually switch positions twice on the main straight. Rees defending P2, and now Falcon just being 3 tenths behind his teammate, so this fighting was definitely beneficial for him. Green is into the pits, and he's retiring. He does not want to go forward, which now means Aston Martin now have a chance of actually scoring points. They just need to, Max just needs to not retire and to classify, so completing 90% of the race distance to finally get some points for Aston Martin. Aiden Jones is still down in P10 after fixing his front wing. After losing his front wing in the earlier stages, and TS going down the inside of turn 7, I believe, and now they're going side by side through the castle section. This cannot go well, but it goes well. TS has done a miracle, keeping the car out of the wall, going side by side by the castle section. I have never seen that, and the times where I actually seen that, it always ended up badly. This is the first time I see cars going side by side before the castle section and not crashing, so I have to say excellent reflexes by TS, who almost lost control, locking the race, sliding and hitting the wall. He didn't do that, so hats off to him for keeping the car in control. But now it's a massive DRS train from P2 all the way down to P7. Baby Hormy, Flanken, Allenby, Felkan, Reese and TS now changing position with TS moving up into P2, and Felkan trying to stick his car on the outside line, and now they almost fall wide into the first corner. Felkan is ahead of everyone. Allenby on the inside of TS. There is contact. Felkan has been spun around after someone. There was definitely some touching there from another car, and now TS is into P6, so that move definitely didn't work out for him. Even less for Felkan, who is now under pressure by Rooster. Flanken making a move into the podium on Reese. Reese now in P4, Allenby in P2. It's an insane battle just from second place and downwards. Gerbal is just strolling around at snail pace winning his race. Allenby with some sliding, but he's still kept it on track. And Flanken, look at him, he's having a look everywhere. He cannot wait to get a move done on the Haas driver, but he definitely cannot do it here in the castle section. He's gonna have to wait. So Allenby being put under pressure by many drivers right now. He definitely needs to keep his cool and to keep concentration, because otherwise it could end very badly if he doesn't pay attention. But it looks like he's very focused now. TS has broke out of the DRS. Well, yes, no front wing. TS has crashed somewhere. The McLaren is completely missing the front wing, so it's a massive loss of lap time for TS. And Felkan is still all the way back down into P7 after that incident. McLaren definitely not with the best result right now. And Flanken goes up into P2, overtaking Allenby. Baby Hormy overtaking Reese. Oh, Reese is into the pit lane. Reese, he's now changing tires. He does not want the soft compound anymore. What does he do now? Mediums or hards? It's a quite tough question. Hards for the Williams. Who else is pitting? TS as well, changing the front wing and going on hards. And Flanken, in just his second race, probably second or third, he's now into P2. It's a very tight battle for the podium positions, and currently Felkan and Rooster and TS, who were in the battle, following some incidents, are now at least momentarily out of the podium battle. Now Williams running in 8th and 9th, with Aiden Jones being ahead of his teammate now. Aiden Jones with slightly older tires than Reese, but they are on the same strategy, so having hards now, I reckon they will go to the end. But we still have to wait and see what does the top 7 do. Allenby 7/10 behind Flanken. Baby don't hurt me, just above 1 second. He might be in trouble, he might be out of the DRS soon if he doesn't speed up on this straight. 1.4, DRS detection is now, yes, no DRS for the V-Carb, so now this means that it's a battle for P2 between Flanken and Allenby. Flanken now about to deliver very good points for Sauber, currently in P2. I still cannot remember if this is his second race or third race, but he has definitely shown great pace for now. I mean, to be honest, the low attendance did its part today, but at the same time it's his responsibility to keep the car outside the wall, and he has done it very nicely. But it's still early. It's only lap 10. We still have 17 laps of racing here in Baku, so too early to judge, too early to try and predict pretty much anything, because everything can change at any possible time. Reese 4/10, 5/10 behind his teammate, running very closely, the two Williams between each other, and currently the only cars to have DRS to each other. Everyone else is above the 1 second gap. So the battling, which was very very intense in the previous laps, has now stopped. And yellow flags, it's a McLaren, it's TS damaging his front wing with a lots of front wing damage around turn 7, around turn 7. Definitely a race to forget for TS, as he's now very likely gonna pit again to change his front wing. And if there's no say, he goes deep. Almost retiring, now completely damaging his front wing, but virtual safety car, debris on the track. It's a virtual safety car. It's wonderful timing for Bebin, Hormi and Felkan as they approach the pit lane at the best possible moment. Max stays out in P6, so does Aiden and Reese. Rooster is pitting, Felkan, so Bebin, Hormi, Felkan and Rooster pitting. Wonderful timing for them with the virtual safety car. Bebin, Hormi going on hards, Felkan on mediums, and Rooster going on mediums, I believe. Yes, mediums for the Haas. Bebin, Hormi, drive-through penalty for going above the delta time during the virtual safety car. Massive penalty for the vehicle, but he's definitely not gonna be happy about that. There's a Haas going slowly. Allenby lost his front wing at turn 5. He was challenging for the podium, and now it's another virtual safety car. Even more debris on the track. We have now 3 virtual safety cars on lap 10, and no one can use this chance to pit because they are very very far away from the pit lane. And now we can see just how punishing this track is. You just lose focus for one small moment and you just ruin or end your race. And no one has terminally crashed. They all reside in the pit lane for now, but they are still causing a lots of crashes and debris and virtual safety car. Jebel pitting finally, approaching the pit lane at the right moment. Probably gonna be hards, yes. Hards for the Polish driver in the Red Bull. Felkan crucially stays out. Flanken stays out on hold hards and probably gets the lead of the race. He cannot afford to go above the delta. It's very very tight. Gerbal stays ahead just before the safety car line, but now Gerbal finally has some pressure right behind him and the race has restarted. So Flanken gets a beautiful run having the RS. Now Max is on the podium, but he still has to pit. Gerbal, he's not loving this pressure by Flanken behind because it's not an effective fight. Flanken still has to pit, so Gerbal will definitely not be happy about that one, but he still needs to focus as much as he can. Allenby changing his front wing. Bebin Hormi serving the drive-through penalty, going down in P9. Allenby and Rooster, P7 in P8, Felkan in P6, Reese in P5, behind his teammate in 4th, Max and Flanken in P2 and 3, and they still have to pit. While Gerbal has made the pit stop as late as possible, but still in a very very good moment, and now can absolutely afford to go to the end with these hard tires. And Flanken just has no chance of being behind Gerbal. And TS being slow in turn 2, again damaging his front wing. We have three damaged front wing for TS. Horrible race for him. He just can't bring himself to focus after the first incident. He's now losing his cool and making so many mistakes, and he goes very very deep into the runoff, locking up his fronts. Race to forget for the McLaren, but he still can bring it home to the end. If he doesn't retire, it's still gonna be 1 point for McLaren, which at the end of the day could be very much crucial at the end of the season. We don't know, as Aiden just now going past Max on the main straight with the RS, and Reese also has the slipstream on the Aston Martin, but still Not close enough to make a move, and oh, Max hitting the wall on the exit of turn 1. He has a damaged front wing. He still tries to go alongside Alien Jones into turn 2, and they still keep it on track. But now Max is gonna be slower than the two Williams. He's missing the right end plate, but he still has DRS. He's still trying to put up something. We have a fourth virtual safety car, and oh, Max into the wall, but still in the race. Now having no front wing at all for the Aston Martin, or full core safety car actually. We have a full core safety car. There has been so many debris on track with so many front wing damages. We now finally have a full core safety car, and this could change everything. Jebel has already made a stop, so I reckon he's gonna stay out. But now Flanken has the best chance to get into the pits and put some fresh mediums to actually try and challenge Jebel for the win. He might lack the pace to do so, but the tire will give him an advantage. So he obviously needs to use every single chance he can get, and this is as best as he can go now for the Sauber. Now gonna try to do everything for a P2. TS pitting again. Now he's gonna be lapped. He's gonna be lapped by Jebel, and at this point his race it's pretty much over. But he's still doing fine. Actually, Jebel is pitting. Jebel crucially is pitting for mediums. Flanken is staying out. What is Flanken doing? You have a full core safety car. You're not pitting. You have a free pit stop, and you decided to prioritize track position for nothing. The tire advantage for Jebel will now be so massive. Flanken has completely ruined the chance to even try and get close to challenge for the win. He's leading now, but this lead is useless because he's still on the hards that he used to start the race. Definitely not the best strategic choice for the Sauber. And Jebel now on the mediums going to the end. So is Aiden, so is Max, so is Falcon. Fresh mediums for all of them. Some drivers are staying out. Baby the Hermie is staying out. He will have slightly slower tires, but he's recovering track position after the drive-through penalty. McLaren down in 9th and 10th, with one of them being 10th and lapped. So now it is just up to Falcon to try and recover as many points as possible for the team after a very, very tough race for both of them. Both making mistakes and also being eventually collected in incidents by other drivers. It is obviously unfortunate for both of them, but that's just how racing goes sometimes. And TS being lapped, he's in between. Oh, this is crucial because TS being lapped, he's behind Flanken and Jebel. So yes, Flanken has significantly slower tires, but on the restart Jebel might lose DRS. It's a chance for Flanken to actually try and extend this virtual lead he has. Even if I reckon it's not gonna last that long, because he still has to pit. I mean, we can get confirmation of that real quick. No pit stop on the Flanken, the only driver to not have pitted up until now, and with the full core safety car and not pitting, that's just a complete waste. Because pitting with the green flags later on is just gonna lose you so many positions. So effectively Jebel is into the lead. Maybe Hermie pitting again. He gets demoted to P9. I think he wanted to put the mediums so he can go to the end. Yes, mediums for the V-carb, which now moves Falcon into P8. So most of the drivers are on mediums now, with just I mean effectively 3 hard runners, because we have restarting by NTS everyone can go to the end apart from Flanken, because he still has to pit. Maybe he's just gambling for another safety car, I don't know. But the thing is, we had 3 virtual safety cars and a full course safety car, so now we have we are on 4 on the limit of 5. So if the fifth neutralization of the race it's a virtual safety car, then it's official that you cannot get safety cars beyond that, because we've reached the limit of 5. So Flanken can't even gamble that much on another safety car later on. Safety car in this lap, resuming on lap 16, so 11 laps of racing after the safety car comes back into the pits. Flanken is leading, but he will not be leading for long, with CS being lapped just behind him, and Gerbal, who is effectively on the lead, but he's P3 on track, and he does not want to be P3 on track, so it's going to be crucial to manage traffic in this moment. Flanken weaving on the main straight, warming up his tires. And I think he has gone. Yes, the race has restarted. The Flanken has got a very good run on CS and Gerba behind. Actually, CS getting out of the way very quickly. Allenby on the inside. Oh, massive contact between Allenby and Aiden Jones being collected by it. Allenby standing it on the inside of Reese, hits the wall on the inside, and Aiden Jones gets collected. Allenby with massive front wing damage, missing half of his front wing on the left side, and Gerbal very easily made the move back into P1, with now Flanken being in P2, but not for long, because once he goes back into the pits, he will be in dead last. I mean, just in 9th, because CS he's still lapped. So now Reese is in P2 and Falcon closing the podium. What about Aiden? Yes, Aiden will obviously be mad about the incident. And Reese gets past Flanken very easily just before turn 7. But now Aiden Jones, once again, he's missing an end plate, so he's gonna have a loss of downforce and an overall loss of lap time. He has to decide if to pit or not, because pitting now, it could lose him so many positions, because now the grid is all stacked up because of the safety car. Pitting could be a crucial choice. We see, and Bebin Hormy on the inside of turn 15 of Allenby. Does he pull off? Yes, he does. What a move by Bebin Hormy on the inside of turn 15 on Rooster, actually. So attempting the same move that Allenby did, and Allenby now getting past Max, but Allenby is gonna have to pit very soon. What about Max? I think he survived the restart all in one piece. Now Falcon goes P3 on track, DRS is enabled, starting lap 17 out of 26. It's a Red Bull, a Williams and a McLaren on the podium, and Flanken still has to pit. Max is pitting for some reason. Does he have front wing damage? Because I must have missed that. If he did get his wing damage, yes, front wing damage for Max, and going for softs. So another not exactly good race for Max, but he's still surviving nonetheless. He is still inside the race, so still 2 points. So even if his performance wasn't that great, it's still 9 points on the table for Aston Martin. So the team will finally be happy, even if they stay in P10, but still finally points for the green racers. Falcon now in P3, chasing Reese very close behind. 5 tenths between the two of them. Flanken and Aiden Jones in the middle of the pack, but being arguably slower than the other cars around them. One of them because of old tires and another because of front wing damage. But still David Hormy doesn't have the DRS on Aiden Jones. So currently driving a little bit on his own. He cannot attack with the DRS, he cannot be attacked with DRS. So now sitting comfortably in P6 for the running time. Now Falcon 3 tenths behind. I think we're about to see an overtake on the main straight. Yes, we are. McLaren going past the Williams with the DRS, very easily past. Gerbal sets the fastest lap with a 1:40.7. The Flanken is finally pitting. At this point I think he's gonna go to softs, because he stayed out for so long on those hard tires. We'll see in just a moment on the leaderboard. Mediums for Sauber. Okay, I don't know what is going on in Sauber's strategic department, because it's definitely something to be looked at, as now Flanken is down in P8 with a very questionable strategy, I have to say. Falcon no chance of recovering on Gerbal. 3.2 seconds between them. And there is a glitch. I can't see Gerbal's car. What is happening? There is some invisible smoke. I'm not sure what happened. I was seeing some invisible smoke above. I mean, on Falcon's onboard. Not sure what happened there, just the usual visual glitch. And yellow flags, the Flanken is crushed in the castle section, but no safety cars or virtual safety car have been deployed. So it's a DNF for the Sauber, and Max now moves into P8. And yes, despite being lapped, he will eventually get past the castle section in this lap, so it's gonna be 2 points for TS and 4 points for Max. Gerbal improves his fastest lap by 1/10, still very much comfortably in the lead. Now Riz is the only driver to have DRS, 5 tenths behind Falcon. He will open his rear wing just outside of turn 2. Arenberg is pitting. I think Arenberg is just now fixing the front wing damage. I thought he did earlier, but apparently not. Actually no, it's okay, yes, the change in the front wing. Changing the front wing and mediums for Arenberg. Max is absolutely loving this, because by just surviving, by just not crashing, he is now into P7, 6 points for Aston Martin, but that depends if Arenberg can eventually catch up to him in the following 8 laps of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now Baby Hermie has caught up to Aiden Jones. He is now back into DRS. TS being up has moved up into 9th, overtaking the crashed car of Flanken. And Riz is all over the back of Falcon now. Yeah, he can get a massive tow out of turn 18, 19, and then 20. He has a massive slipstream effect, which is going to be even more enforced by the DRS. But actually no, Falcon is using a lot of energy. Look at how quickly the McLaren is pulling away. There is a massive difference in top speed between Falcon and Riz. And Baby Hermie now goes past Aiden Jones very much before the breaking of turn 1. And if he can find some more pace, maybe he can challenge for the podium. But Aiden Jones has a slight look up the inside. Oh! TS is crushed, going deeper out of turn 2. And we have no safety cars. I think we might have reached the limit of safety cars, because we are now down to 8 drivers. And Riz and Falcon now fighting. Riz having the inside line of turn 5, now turn 6, but no, he has to back out. Falcon so still in P2, and Riz has to definitely back out for a dangerous move in those corners. And now he just needs to stay close behind the McLaren. And with a bit of a slide there, and with a bit of a contact from Falcon and the wall. But I don't think none of these mistakes compromised their pace as it stands. But we can see Riz gaining a lot of time under braking. Just absolutely stunning. Look at how close he is. after every braking zone, and now going flat out, Reese is definitely gonna move up into P2. But actually, I've seen Falcon going very much faster, so it may be a huge setup difference. Now Reese has the DRS, but it's not that much faster of Falcon. He's barely alongside, so Reese is running a lot of downforce on the car, and he's just being so slow on the straight. He cannot actually try and go alongside Falcon for an overtake. Massive setup difference in the aerodynamics between Falcon and Reese. Falcon probably with the right setup, having the right balance between straight line speed and cornering performance, but Reese just putting a lot of load on his car. Ironbike set the fastest lap, 40.4, so it's an additional point for the Haas and one less point for Red Bull. And actually, let me see the standings, because Gerbal will definitely be ahead of the driver standings, ahead of Noah, yes, and but he will not be ahead in the constructors. Red Bull, now with no fastest lap, they will be just 4 points behind Ferrari, and if Gerbal gets the fastest lap back, they will be 3 points behind. But this is a very big gap from Gerbal and Noah once Gerbal wins this race. Noah currently on 113. Gerbal winning right now, he's on 124, so 11 points separating Gerbal in P1 and Noah in P2. Currently, as it stands in the Drivers' World Championship, Reese now goes for the inside lunge on the braking side by side with the McLaren, and Falcon just avoiding the wall in the best possible way, and he still stays ahead, still defending the P2 despite the lunge on the inside by Reese. Reese is gonna have the DRS, but it doesn't look like he's gaining anything at all. The downforce on that Williams is just massive, no chance for overtaking. Aiden Jones gets past Baby Don't Hurt Me, and Aiden Jones hitting the wall on the exit of 3, and it's another yet end plate missing for Aiden Jones. In P4 currently, but definitely not his finest performance, as he as well has hit the wall multiple times, but still without ending his race. But now he has to choose if he wants to defend that P4 with a wing damage, which will probably be the smartest thing to do with just 5 laps left until the end. There's not much of a point in pitting for a new front wing and for softs and try to recover positions, because you will lose more positions than you will gain by pitting. So I think Eddie Jones will stay out, because he's also not getting attacked by Baby Don't Hurt Me. He does not have DRS, so he just needs to hold on and stay out of the barriers. Reese is losing massively on Falcon. He has the DRS, and yet has dropped out of DRS zone during the main straight while having the DRS open. Now he just barely made it through the DRS detection zone, but look at just how slow he is on the straight. We can see the top speed now. DRS is enabled. Just 313 km per hour, which for Baku are very low, because you need to get a very good run on the straights, and Reese's setup is just not allowing him to do so. But he has wing damage. Reese has wing damage. I missed that. Both Williams now with front wing damage. That's also why Reese lost so much time to Falcon and being out of the 1 second gap. So now Williams defending the same row where they started, the same positions where they started. Reese in P3, Aiden Jones in P4. not exactly with their finest performance, but it's still a podium nonetheless, so they can still be somewhat happy about that, but they definitely need to study their awareness in trying to avoid the wall more effectively in the next couple of races. And look at that Gerbal, 10.3 seconds. We are seeing some 2023 Max Verstappen dominance right here. There is no chance. Absolutely no one was remotely even close to try and challenge Gerbal for the win. It was already written in the cards ever since the pole position, that dominating pole position. Baby Don't Hurt Me spitting, and he gets passed by Rooster. Front wing change. He's also missing the left end plate and he's now replacing it, but he's gonna be dropped down to P7. He's on softs, so he can still attempt and get the positions back on the two Haas, but he's gonna have to gain some road as Max cannot go past Baby Don't Hurt Me despite his pit stop. So now we just 2.5 laps left. The racing is pretty much done. There isn't any battle going on track at the moment. Reese barely holding on to the RS of Falcon, but not that effective when the car is so slow on the straight. So now we're just gonna very patiently wait for the finish of these 2 laps. And for the race win of Gerbal here in Azerbaijan. Lap 25 has started. But he's sliding, I mean not sliding to the point where he's pushing to his absolute best, but that reminds us that the race is not over until it's officially over. You need to complete 26 laps to win, not 25. What do I mean by this? Gerbal, yes, has all of the advantage in the world and is very much looking forward to win the race, but any mistake and it's over. If he just distracts ever so slightly for just one corner, it could be over for him all of a sudden. Not trying to give any commentator curse or jinx or anything, but that's just the harsh reality. We need to wait until the last lap for things to be official, but actually we'll go back to Reese because all of a sudden now the gap has closed massively between Reese and Falcon. Reese probably with slightly faster tires, but we're not sure. They could be faster or they could be not, but Reese had a little bit of a slide out of turn 15. It might have compromised him being out of the RS. Does he still stay in? Yes, he does. 9 tenths between them, so he can still open the rear wing. But we're gonna have to still wait a lot if he wants to make a move. And also remembering that he has front wing damage, unlike Falcon. But we switch the cameras to the absolute protagonist of this race. Just completely dominating, nothing you can say about this drive. Dominant from start to finish. From the very first lap in qualifying, it was already very much clear who was going to win this race. From the very moment we knew that Noah will not be racing today, the cards were already showing who was going to be the winner of this race. But Reese with a massive send. I completely missed that. Reese sending it on the inside of Zone 7, he gets P2. I completely missed that move, and Reese with an absolute send, but there might have been some contact because Falcon lost a lot of time, so if the overtake isn't legal in terms of overall cleanness, it might be looked at the stewards, and it could demote Reese down to P3 because the overtake didn't look very clean, I'll be honest. But we'll go back to the race leader, slowing down. He has all of the time in the world to slow down, with a damaged front wing as well, but with a very dominant drive. Nonetheless, Gerbal wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and Falcon actually has the DRS. We get a better run. Or is on a mistake, it's a photo finish. Falcon goes in P2 just before the finish line, and Reese just on purpose hitting the wall, but is still in P3 despite the overtake. His teammate Aiden Jones in P4, so it's just one Williams on the podium. Rooster and Allenby will finish the race respectively in P5 and P6 for Allenby. Bebenhormi, after changing his front wing again, he unluckily had to settle for P7 only. And then we switch to Max, who finally, for the first time this season, actually brings points to himself and to Aston Martin. It was finally about time. Aston Martin now get 6 points. Actually 4 points for the Aston Martin. Falcon gets driver of the day, and I'm not sure what position he started. He finished second, but I mean, he wasn't that low in qualifying. It was P5 maybe? Yes, I think it was P5 or P6. So yeah, the game decided to award the driver of the day, but the true protagonist, no doubt about it, it is Gerbal, absolutely dominating this Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. There was no chance for anyone to challenge him up until the checkered flag. But still, Falcon and Reese's drives still solid nonetheless, so I think the driver of the day will not be that obvious given to Falcon, to Gerbal, or to Reese. So it's gonna be quite hard to decide which one of these three gets driver of the day. And there we go, Falcon, who actually started on P6, so he's definitely a contender for the driver of the day award, but so is Gerbal for dominating up until the end. Allenby actually gets the fastest lap, so it's 25 points for Red Bull and 19 points for Haas as a whole. Falcon and Reese, the two Swedish drivers, close the podium, and Eddie Jones, Russell, Allenby, Bebenhormi, Max, TS, actually TS and Flanken, no points having retired, so only 8 drivers scoring points at the end of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And that is the end of round 7, which now means that we will see you again next Sunday on my favorite track, Spa-Francorchamps, the track where Formula 1 raced in real life today, earlier this afternoon, which saw George Russell winning, but then being disqualified for his car being 1.5 kilograms below the minimum weight, which is a lot. 1.5 kilograms is quite a lot. So yeah, this means that he won on track after being the only one at 1701 stopper and winning the race in doing so, but eventually got disqualified. So Hamilton gets the win. Hamilton now winning 2 races in this season, Silverstone and now even Belgium, with Oscar Piastri in P2 and Charles Leclerc in P3. So yeah, I was about to say, next week in Sunday League F1, round 8 will be Belgium, and it will be very important because being the 8th round, this means it's a sprint weekend here in this league. So just a quick reminder, as always, it's qualifying for the sprint and the sprint, then qualifying for the race and the race. And at a track like Spa-Francorchamps, we are obviously waiting for much more exciting action than what it was today in Azerbaijan. One of the best track, I'm talking about Spa, one of the best tracks, my favorite track, so we'll be off to a good one, and hopefully I will have Jaden commentating with me for what I'm sure will be an exciting race, so I'm looking very forward to that. But until that, it's gonna be next Sunday for the Belgian Grand Prix for the 8th round. I am BS Gabri. I hopefully will be joined by Jaden, and up until that, we will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye to everyone.